Hey, welcome back. It's Rolling with BJ in the kitchen. Okay, you guys, we doing greens tonight. We're doing mustards and turnips. We're gonna mix them together, and I'm gonna use smoked neck bones for my meat to put in my greens. Okay, so I got the pot on with the smoked neck bone in there already. And what I'm gonna do is clean these greens. Got them in the sink soaking. We're gonna wash these greens up and we're gonna get them going. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I done finished washing up all my greens. Here's the turnips. And here's the mustard greens. Okay, so I don't know what it looked like to you, but I got 8 bunches of mustard and 8 bunches of turnip. And that's what you see right here after picking and plucking all the stems and all that good stuff. And so what I did was I take my bowl. Once I get everything in the bowl, all the greens in the bowl. So sometimes I use a chopping board and chop them up, but this time I just like grabbed and just went in there and start cutting with the knife. Now that they all washed up and everything, this is just to expedite time, you guys. So this is how I did it, because I like to cut them up before I put them in the pot. So of course some gonna fall out, and then what I do is I turn the bowl and I go for it again. Now everything is not gonna get cut up, but for the most part it will. So just try to go as deep as you can in the bowl without cutting up the bowl and cutting your hand. Make sure your hand and your fingers is out the way. Okay. This is just a quick, easy, simple way to do it. Okay, so I've done those. And I've done these already, as you can kind of tell. They already cut up. But just for the sake of showing you, I'll go in and cut them a little more. So like I said, you don't have to cut them like to the core, but just make sure you get them cut up to where it's, when they cook down, they already cut up. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not good with knives, don't try this. Lay them out flat on something where you can see what you're doing. Okay? So I still have my pot on the stove. And I'm going to go get it and show you the smoked neck bone that's in there. And then I'm going to show you my seasoning, and we're going to put these greens on. We're going to let them cook down for about an hour. And then we'll come back and check on them. Yes, an hour, honey. I like my greens to be cooked. So I'll be right back. Okay, you guys. Here's my one little neck bone. It's a smoked neck bone. I didn't need more than one. And as you can see, I tasted it. So what I do is I cook my turkey tail or my smoked turkey necks or my smoked neck bone or whatever I use is smoked, and I cook it for like 2 to 2.5 hours before I even put whatever I'm gonna put in it, like my peas, my beans, or my greens. Okay, so just so you know, so this cooked for 2.5 hours. So now we're getting ready to put the seasoning in here. Okay, so here's the bowl of seasoning. I'm gonna tell you what's in here. So we have a 1/2 teaspoon of accent salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red peppers. Maybe I'll show you while I talk. Okay, this is the accent salt. Red crushed peppers. Okay, so I used a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of chicken bouillon, 1 tablespoon of Lawry seasoned salt, and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Okay, so I'm going to give that a good little mix. And I like to put my seasoning in the pot before I put my greens or my beans in, or my peas in the pot. We're going to mix that up real good. And I like to taste it. See what kind of flavor it is it's giving off. You don't have to taste it if you don't want to. And if you don't like some of the seasonings that I use, you can always disregard the one that you don't like. So once I mix it up real good, I like to give it a taste. Oh, that's good. Yep. Okay, you can always go back and add more seasoning later. That's what I'm starting with, you guys. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. Just drop that off in there. And I'm letting you know now, we're probably going to add some more seasoning later. Okay, and I'm going to chop this onion. It's just a half an onion. I'm going to chop it up and put it off in there as well. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I just chopped that up. Not small, not big. Okay, I like it to cook and give my greens flavor. So it's not real big, it's not real small. We're just going to drop that off in there. Now we have everything in there. So now all this mixture is in the juice. So now we can add the greens. So I'm gonna just add the greens. I usually do it at the stove, but I'm gonna go on and do some of it on the video. So I just take a handful of each one and drop them in the pot. And you guys know greens cook down, so I'm gonna just stuff this pot, because as the heat get to them, they're gonna start cooking down. And I'll just keep adding until I get them all in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just put them on the fire and put the lid on. And in about 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to go back and raise the lid up and add some more until I get them all in there, okay? So I'll see you back in an hour. Okay, you guys, you know what? I ain't got time for all that, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a bigger pot. So yeah, I'm gonna put all the greens in this pot. That way I don't have to keep going back, putting greens in there. We're gonna do it just like this. So all you need to do is just pour everything off into the bigger pot. That's what I'm getting ready to do, and I'll still see you in 1 hour. Okay. So the ones that was at the bottom that didn't get cut up, I'm just cutting those up now. That's all you gotta do. This is just to expedite time. You could do it, like I said, you can use a chopping board if you want to, because that's what I usually do, but tonight I'm trying to expedite time. Okay, so now I'm going to pour that other pot of greens on top of these, and you just want to add maybe like a cup of water, 1 cup of water to add with the other seasoning and everything. Okay, for this size pot, you might want to put 2.5 cups of water. The green's going to make its own water, but because there's so many in here, whoo, and this pot is heavy, you guys. It's a nice size pot. And these greens going to cook down to probably half the size of what it is now. But anyway, put about 2 to 2.5 cups of water in here. And like I said, once your greens cook down, then you want to taste them and see if you want to add any more seasoning, because I know I will probably be adding more to mine. Okay, you guys, I wanted you to see what it looked like after 1 hour. I'm trying not to let the smoke fog up the lens. But after 1 hour, this is what we have. So I'm going to set the timer for another 45 minutes. And once we check it again, we're going to be checking to make sure that they're cooking the way we want them to cook. And we're going to be checking the seasoning. Now, right now, all I did was move the bottom to the top and the top to the bottom. So that's what you need to do. Just keep them moving. Okay? And like I said, another maybe about 50 minutes. I got my fire on medium. Let's see, it's on medium high. And you see how much they cook down? You remember how full the pot was? Look at them now. Same amount. Just they done cooked down now. Okay, so the lens is fogging up, so I'm going to bag up. So I just want to let you see what they're looking like after an hour. And we'll be back in about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Okay, you guys, it's been another hour, which we're on 2 hours now. And you see, they have cooked down some more. Okay, it went from 16 bundles to this small portion in this pot. But that's okay. That's how greens cook, so we have to roll with the punches. Okay, so what I did was every 30 minutes, even though it's been 2 hours, every 30 minutes, I come over here and stir the pot and make sure the bottom goes to the top and the top goes to the bottom. Now, I'm going to put some more seasoning in my greens. Okay, I will be putting some more onion powder, some more garlic powder, some more accent salt, some more seasoning salt, and some more chicken bouillon. Now, out of the things that I named, I did not name pepper or the crushed red peppers. I'm not going to put any more in there. Now, I'm going to be very light-handed with the seasoning this time. Okay? I don't want a lot of seasoning. I just want enough to taste. And then I'm going to show you my little secret seasoning that I put in at the end that my mom taught me. Because you know the mustard greens, the turnip greens are a little bitter tasting. So we're going to fix that as well. Okay, so I'm going to let these cook for another 20 to 30 minutes. Because, honey, I like my greens to just melt in my mouth. Okay, so another 30 minutes and we'll be done. In the meantime, I'm going to add my seasoning. Like I said, I'm going to be very light-handed. So at this point, you just season yours to taste. Okay? I'll be right back. Well, I'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay, our 30 minutes is up. So now we are at 2 hours and 30 minutes and our pot is low. But honey, the product in the pot is jamming. Okay, so I'm going to do a taste test. And I'm going to have somebody else taste them. And then, because I put some more seasoning in mine. Oh, this, I'm telling you, they are really, really good. Really, really, really good. Okay, so let me decide if I'm going to put the added spice in here or not. I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm back. So I tasted my greens and I like them just the way they are. But they do have that little bitter taste from the turnip greens. So when I was a kid, my mom used to put like a tablespoon, depending on how much greens you have. So I put about a tablespoon of sugar off in here just to knock off that bitter taste. Now, you can put the sugar in yours or you could omit it. Okay, it's not going to make a difference. Not a big difference, but it will knock off that that bitter taste, and it won't leave your greens sweet. They'll be nice and seasoned just like you want them. It'll just be without that little bitter taste. Okay, so now I'm gonna let my I'm gonna cut them off. It's been 2 hours and about 40 minutes. I'm gonna cut my greens off. I added the tablespoon of sugar, and I got to prepare the rest of the meal. So I'll come back when everything is done. Okay, you guys, I didn't forget about you. I know I look different than I did when I first started cooking these greens, but the greens are done. Got my hot water cornbread. And I'm going in. Good recipe. Try them. Babe, you want to try them? And you can't have these greens without hot water cornbread. Wait a minute, babe. They good, huh? Mm-hmm. You want the rest of this hot water cornbread? Okay, y'all. I done gave up my plate. Hold on. Okay. My greens good, huh, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, we getting ready to eat the rest of our food, you guys. So we will talk to you later. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next time rolling in the kitchen with BJ. Have a good night. Try these greens, y'all.